there. Once again, welcome to Strategic Lenses, where we are an institution of strategy for efficiency. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening to our past episodes. This is our 4th episode. Yay! And I really hope that the lessons I am sharing with you are making a difference. The last episode, we spoke about journaling. I hope you're journaling. I hope your ideas are becoming clearer. I hope you're really putting down your thoughts together every time they come, to be able to deal with things that you're not able to deal with. So yeah, on to our next episode. Today's episode is on happiness. Oh my god, a very common topic on happiness. What is happiness? Is happiness universal? Is it personal? And I've entitled it Happiness is Personal. Happiness is personal, yes. So let's look at happiness. So maybe the question that I would like to start with today is at what point do you describe yourself as happy? What are the things that make you happy? Or what do you describe as happiness? Generally, it's the opposite of being sad. So things that make you sad, every time you're sad, then you're not happy. Yeah, that's the direct opposite. But from the definition I got is from the dictionary, it's an emotional state characterized by feelings of joy, satisfaction, contentment, and fulfillment. Satisfaction, contentment, and fulfillment. Now, I would like to demystify this dictionary definition. Feelings of joy, feelings of satisfaction, feelings of contentment, and fulfillment. My question is, are you always content with everything in your life so that you're always happy with everything in your life? Are you always satisfied with everything in your life? Are you always, joyous or fulfilled? Is everything you do, does it leave you in a space or in a space of contentment or satisfaction? Maybe just think about it for a bit and answer that question to yourself. So that's why I've said happiness is personal. Now, I've tried to put a few things that would make us happy. Now, for example, if you get a promotion, or you get a salary raise, or you get gifts, someone gives you a gift, or you are successful at work, or you just had a very, very good day. These things make you so happy. You are on another world. Some of the things that make us happy would be when you get gifts, when you go on vacations. Yeah, all of us like going on vacations. We are happy. When you have money, money brings happiness. Yes, money brings happiness. When you have a good time with friends, you're in a party, you're in a wedding, you're in a celebratory mood, you're happy. When you just closed a deal, something that you've been working on for such a long time, then you're happy. Or you just had a good day, then you're happy. Now the question is here, these circumstances, are they permanent? Is it every day that you get a promotion? No. Is it every day that you get a raise? No. Is it every day that you're always in a party mood? No. Is it every day that you're going on vacation? Now, vacations are expensive, but is it every day? No. Maybe you saved up once in a while, once in a year, once in a quarter. But is it every day? No. So my point here is, if we put a lot of our value on things that are temporary to define our happiness, then we are probably not happy. So what is my definition of happiness and what has worked for me? That is what I'd like to bring into your personal space today, and I really hope it helps someone. It helps someone to redefine their situations of happiness. I don't know if you've heard some people say, when things are okay, you're waiting for a time when things are okay, then I will. Or when I get money, then I will. When the time is right, then I will. Now, we are defining that thing of I will, whatever it is, you can fill the blank, that will make you happy at that particular point. But what I always ask people is, will that time ever reach? Will there be the perfect SI unit of everything has worked, the universe has come together and worked in your favor, and everything that you've always wanted to get, you'll get so that you're happy? No, imagine, no, sorry to burst the bubble, but no, you will need to create your happiness in your current situation. You will need to create your happiness in your current space, you know, in your current space of what life has brought to you. And there are just a few 3 points that I would like to share with you regarding what has worked for me and how I have managed to, you know, to create happiness really personal. Yeah. So let me, as I sip some water, 3 ways now. Number 1, know your priorities in life, and things that make you happy as a person. So this is very key, because what you need to reach a place where you have understood yourself so well that you know the things that make you happy. And it brings me to the conversation of the languages of love. There are 5. You know, gifts is one of them. Quality time is another one. Acts of service, words of affirmation. Sorry, I forget the 5th one. But 5 languages of love. Which of them makes you happy when someone does them for you, or when you do them to yourself? Yeah. Once you have already identified the things that make you happy, prioritize them. Yeah. Prioritize them. What are your life values, and what is it that you cannot compromise over the others? So for example, for me, I think if you follow me on Facebook, you saw during my birthday, I try to reprioritize my priorities. Yeah, if there's something like that. So initially I had, of course, God at the beginning, then family, and then friends. They were 3. But this year, I think I thought about it again and I was like, God, hapo katikati I put myself, me, and then family, and then friends. The reason why I brought myself there is because most of the time we forget ourselves and we forget that we exist. I think that we try to define ourselves using other things. Like if today I ask you, who are you? Most people will start by saying, I am Susan, I am, let's say, a manager, I am a marketer, then I have X number of children. You're always defining yourself by other things that are circumstantial. Before you became, let's say, a mother, you are a person. Before you became a wife, you are a person. Who are you before you became whoever you are today? So know your priorities in life. Rethink of your priorities and then try to reprioritize them. You see, what is it that you cannot compromise? What is it that brings you so much happiness you cannot compromise? That if something else comes before it, then you're like, no, I'm not taking this, I am taking this because this is the priority and this is what makes me happy. Number 2 is to place value on them. Fine, we already know what already makes, what is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 in terms of your values. Now, the second thing that you need to do is to place value on them. Now, this is what I mean. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where it is so easy for you to gift someone or to gift your family members or your children than it is for you to gift yourself? Like, it could be just buying yourself something as small as a wristwatch or even a box of chocolates, guys, just a box of chocolates. And you're like, hey, it is so easy for you to buy that as a gift to someone else. But when it comes to yourself, unasikia uchungu ingine, like you feel so bad. Not even so bad, it is so hard. It is so hard to place that, to use that money on yourself. I know some of us may not relate. Some people who have mastered the art of, appreciating themselves. But for me, I have come from a place where I have learned how to appreciate myself. Like, I want that. I will not feel bad. I'm still learning to not feel bad to buy it for myself. But in the past, I used to very easily buy it for other people, or even if it's money that you want to give, you've saved. Maybe you're saving for a vacation, then suddenly there's something that has happened at home, and suddenly someone needs 20,000, 10,000, and maybe you had planned to take yourself for a vacation, but it will be so easy for you. And I'm not saying don't help. Yeah, I'm not saying not help, but it is so easy for you to remove that money and give it out so easily than it is for you to put the priority that was going to make you happy into that equation. So once you've already identified your priorities, yeah, try to place value on them. Take them to the highest level of the things that make you happy, and then place value on them. Now, this is what happens when you place value on something. For example, me, I like working out, so I go to the gym. And sometimes finances can be a bit tight, and you're trying to do your math here and there, and the money to go to the gym somehow, it gets lost somewhere. But you know what? Every time I remind myself, I'm like, going to the gym or working out makes me happy. It is my personal space of happiness. The rewards I get from doing it bring me to a place of immense happiness. Now, what happens when I tell myself that I do not have money to, let's say, pay for the monthly gym subscription? Imagine I've reached a place where I am not going to allow it. I have placed so much value on it because of the amount of happiness it brings to me, that I will always try to find money, or I must, let me use the word must, find money to take me or to subscribe to that month for the gym. Because if I sacrifice it and not bring it up on my priority list, then I somehow lose the personal effect or the personal line that brings me the joy and the happiness that I need. So this is the second point that I'd like to bring for you that has worked for me, that once you've already prioritized your list of things that make you happy, place value on them. If it's gifting yourself, guys, gift yourself. Don't always wait for someone to come and gift you. Actually, we have this very bad habit of always wanting to receive. We don't do some of those things some of those things to ourselves first. Yeah, and this is the thing that I've also discovered, is that if you do not love yourself that much to give yourself an expensive gift, for example, or a gift that is worthy, even if someone else gives it to you, you will not appreciate it or place value on it. So it really starts from you as a person. It really starts from what it is that will bring you that joy. And once you're able to do it to yourself, then when someone else does it for you, then it becomes easy. You appreciate that which you are given. And finally, know your current state and your situation, and identify the things that realistically make you happy in your current state. So we also don't want to live beyond our means. We also don't want to go ahead of ourselves. And that is also another thing that brings us misery, because you have put yourself in a position where you want a life that is way beyond you. Even the Bible says there's time for everything. It's time to love, time to hate, time to celebrate, time to cry. There's always a time for everything. Now, understand your current space. Understand it so well that you know that the things that you're able to reach, have your goals, have your objectives in life, have your priorities. We've already spoken about that. Now, once you already have that in place, do not go so high to what you are not able to achieve that you're like, if I only had that. If I only had that. Look at your current space. You look at your current situation and say, this is what I have. What is it in this? I may want that, yes, but I'm not able to reach it. What is it in my current space that is able to bring me happiness? And then once you've already identified that, place value on it. It is as simple as that. Most of us wait for things to be perfect. Most of us wait for that money to come through. Then we will do this. That will make you happy. You wait for something that will, you'll turn your world 360. Maybe you're waiting to get married. I don't know. And you've put in so much value on that you have stopped living. Why? No, you should not do that. What is this? Even as you wait for your miracle, even as you wait for your time, whatever it is that is within your means, prioritize them, place value on them, and then put it on the highest, the highest place in your hierarchy, and then just make sure that it is so personal to you, because whatever works for me may not necessarily work for another person. Another point that I would like to bring here is our relationship with people and happiness. Priority, all of us prioritize, and all of us create time to prioritize something. If someone does not prioritize you, someone never has time for you. Unamtafuta ama you want to hang out with them, you want to visit them, you want to, you're always there for them. But on the contrary, no, they're not. Just know where they have placed you as priority in their life. So stop, just don't try so hard. We always create time for the things that are priority in our lives. When someone does not create time for something that is not, when someone does not create time for anything, then it's probably not a priority in their life. So that should give you a small tip of where where you gauge in someone's life. So this is also a tip that will help you even engaging the kind of friends that you keep. If someone does not sincerely create time for you, you create time for things that you prioritize. If they do not create time for you, then you are nowhere in their priority list. You remember the way my priority list looks like? If it's anything to do with God, it comes at number 1. If it's anything to do with myself, it comes at number 2. If it's anything to do with my family and all that, it comes at number 3. Then friends. Now you see, if that is the kind of the priorities that I have, that means that anything that is affecting me, when it comes in front of, let's say, my friends, then you will know who I will choose. I will choose me, for example. So it is very clear for all of us to know our priorities, and that way then our happiness situations are going to be extremely personal. And we will stop quitting and waiting and wailing and looking miserable and waiting for a perfect time that may never come. The last point that I think will inform our next podcast is on purpose. I am very passionate about purpose because as mentioned, I've worked with brands and brands with purpose. We all have a certain kind of calling or certain kind of purpose that we ought to live. We are alive for a reason, otherwise then we'll all be dead. So purpose is very key for us to know our purpose. And purpose is not something that you just know today. It's something that you keep living, and as you keep going, you keep knowing about it. So I'd like you to stay tuned for our next podcast, just for us to delve in a little bit more on purpose, because it also has a very integral part to play on our happiness situations. So I really hope you've learned something. Our practical bit for today is, please go back home, relook at your life, reorganize, relook at even your friends, even family. Look at your value system. What are you placing value on? And is it worth it? Think about where most of your time is going to. Where most of your time is currently going to is where you're placing a lot of value on. Now, the next question you need to ask yourself is, does it make you happy? Where you're putting a lot of your time to. If it's not making you happy, please rearrange the things that make you happy. Think about the things that make you happy, then give value to them. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope this episode will add on some value on your happiness situation. And remember, happiness is really personal. Whatever you place value on, that's what makes you happy. Thank you.